Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. It is the 3rd of January. So it does look like we are in an uptrend of sorts. I've had a bit of a mess around with this, maybe something like that. But it does seem to show that we're moving up at the moment. Whether we'll be targeting these areas or what, I'm not too sure. But pretty much ranging really the last few days, up, down, up, down. We had a little break out the bottom, but we're pushing back up now. We've got some news coming up in around about 30 minutes. ISM Manufacturing, Exponential. Good morning. How you doing, buddy? Let me just extend that a little bit. Yeah, so I think it's pretty much, we're just moving up at the moment. So let me just kill the colour there. So I hope everyone took advantage of in fact, I've got it changed. I need to sort that out. Apex discount, it's 50%, I think, isn't it? Excuse me a minute, just while I change this. It's 50% off, isn't it? I don't know what the lifetime fee is. I'm not sure, actually. I haven't seen anything. So I'm just going to remove that at the moment. Sorry about this. Sorry about this. I didn't notice I hadn't done it, to be fair. Where's my code? Let's just move that over there. So that's as much as I've got at the moment. Haven't had an email that anything has changed. Sorry, it's a bit unprofessional, I know. So 50% off at the moment. I haven't heard anything else, so we'll just have to see what comes of it. I've looked on the website; there isn't anything at the moment. So, so Thomas Way's just got a channel from there to there, so that's a possibility as well. So let's just kill the colour there and put something further up there as well. Daryl, good morning to you. Happy New Year. Speedy, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, there's definitely something. We're certainly working in this area up here, and I've put one there as well. Thomas Wade's got one from there. I've added that, but I've just added that as well. So that's the 10,000 tick chart. So it's basically that in one hit. So we're clearly moving up at the moment. So have a look at the 10,000. Yeah, that's the 10,000 tick chart again, fit in nicely. Okay, so there is a second entry there. We've got a leg and a leg and a leg and a leg. I may avoid this. If there is a channel here, we'll have to see. Because this is a possible small downtrend. I mean, really, it's just kind of a leg with a break, 2 pushes to a new high. So I'm probably going to avoid a long here. I'm not saying it won't work. It may do. It's still kind of a leg and a leg. But one, it's, well, 23 ticks. It's not finished yet, so I'm not getting involved in this. It may continue up, quite possibly, but I'm just staying away from this. It's way too much of a risk. 23 ticks, tick above, tick before, 25 ticks. I'm not risking that amount of money. Because there does look like to be a channel there, so we could have a break of it and come down for a second leg. So we could have a leg and a leg. So this isn't for me, this one. That's a 6-point bar. I'm not risking $600. Not a chance. Because this is a little sort of micro channel, so you don't quite know how it respond. I mean, it can always push up. It's always going to happen. Straight Lines Tattoo. Happy birthday to you, buddy. How you doing? Happy birthday. Sorry. Happy New Year. I wasn't focusing. Happy birthday. Maybe your birthday. You never know. Yeah, happy New Year, buddy. So it did work. You'd have got some points out of it for sure. It is 2 legs back, and there is buy-in there. But being at the top of this possible channel and the top of a larger channel, we may expect a decent-sized pullback. We had 2 legs back there. That went up. But yeah, I'm on the fence. If that had been a smaller bar, then I may have been interested. If that had been 3 points instead of 6... and not only that, you wouldn't have got in on the limit order, so 6 points, just too much risk, that is. I've got 8 accounts, $600 per account. I ain't doing that. That's 4 odd grand. I ain't risking 4 grand odd. No chance. Profit target for the 250. I think it's $15,000, I think. I'm pretty sure it's $15,000. Isn't it $20,000 for the 300K? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's $15,000. Wow, look at that. So that's a push. Right, keep it in mind, 20 minutes we got this news. Although I've got it in giant letters here, I still tend to forget. It is a lot, mate, yeah. See, what Apex have done in the past, if they've had an offer like a cheap $85, they've usually said when the offer ends, they'll allow you to keep that same price for a week or 2 weeks or something like that. So they don't kind of seem to be encouraging you to try and do it in one go. But I've not heard anything like that this time, which is a bit unusual. I mean, generally they don't kind of seem that they're encouraging people to, you know, to sort of go all guns blazing, so to speak. I mean, it may be the case, but I've not heard anything. I've heard a few people ask a question and no one seems to have a definitive answer. So depending on what's happening here, that could be an overshoot. It's an overshoot of this channel and it's an overshoot of the last channel. And the 10,000 tick chart, it's an overshoot as well. And we've hit this top here. So there's a good possibility that this thing could come back down for a decent pullback. I mean, there's no guarantees, but We'll see. But yeah, $15,000. To be honest with you, I have had a couple of $250,000 accounts in the past. I think they had the same offer, but it was a little bit, and I just kind of did it for the, I don't know, the fun of it, just to see if I could make it work. It's quite a big amount to do. And I traded it on the news. For some reason, news lately seems to whip up and down before it goes off in one direction. So I found it's harder to trade the news and get a bit of success. I think the best thing to do is to put an order one way and hope it works. Yeah, it's on its way to that second area. It was nice, but it formed quite quickly and wasn't really prepared to jump on it. It's too much of a risk. There is no way on my chart that it doesn't fall into a short-term trend. Yeah, it is. That's the problem. Yes, it's two legs, but it also just looks like a little channel, and there's always the possibility we could break out of it and come back down to the bottom of here. So generally I avoid it. If it's slightly wider, then that's a different story. You know, this type of thing, that I would say is a channel with a break and a new low. So that to me is more two legs. It's too close together really for comfort, that. He's made a good point there. There is no way on my chart that it doesn't fall into a short-term trend. You clearly see it's like a short-term trend, so I generally avoid them. Would I ever go on an evaluation? Yeah. As we know, we generally risk them a little bit more. So there's a second entry long there which is triggered, so there may be a failure here, but I'm just staying out of it. I don't really want to counter trend trade regardless of whether we've got an overshoot. Yeah, by the count, it is a second entry long. And after the overshoot, in a lot of cases, we'll get either a reversal, a steeper correction, or sometimes it'll push straight up, hit the top, and then drop. Hey, Jan, how you doing? I don't know, mate. I haven't, I've asked a couple of questions, and I've heard a few others ask a question, and there's been no clear answer. So all I will say is that the thing is, the offer ran out last night, didn't it? Midnight last night. So if you started trading last night and you passed it, you won't be getting your email till tonight, which technically that's after the offer. So it's been unclear for some reason this time around. They usually make that clear because they usually give you an extra week or two after. So as not to seem like they're encouraging people to sort of take big risks. So I think it's a case of trial and error. So let's have a look. So we're hitting a bit of a flat spot up here. So same again though. I'm steering clear of this at the moment because I don't know what's going on. Yeah, they usually say that they're giving an extra week or whatever the case may be on top. And that ATR is quite high again. It is coming down. It spent most of the day around about 4 yesterday. Yeah, Thomas Wade's drawn a separate channel from here. It actually doesn't look that bad. So I'm going to get rid of this large one at the moment. So it's kind of like 2 legs up, 2 legs back, and off we trot. So the trouble is, if you put that there, mind you, it's only touched in one place, so I wouldn't automatically assume. Nick, full margin, Friday goes short. I wish trading was that simple, bud. Trouble is, we do seem to be working in this, so we have broken this area. I mean, at the moment, looking like it's just pretty much ranging, so after we've broken below this area, it could push up higher. And not only that, we've got some news coming up in about 13 minutes, so we'll see. Second entry short on the 5 minute. Yeah, at the moment, I'm just ceasing trading at the moment. Price is working up. Yes, we've dropped because possibly of an overshoot. I don't know, but I still have to follow my setup. There was a guy come on the stream probably a year and a half ago. Really nice guy. I forget his name now. And he kept going, go long, go short. And every time he said it, it worked. So I listened to him, and he got about 8 right in a row. And I listened to him the 9th time, and it went against me, and I ended up losing. So regardless of what anybody says, really, you still have to follow your setup. You should never really, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, Nick, but you should never just listen to someone who says go long or short. And I don't mean that, I don't mean that disrespectfully. You'll know that anyway. You always have to sort of have something in mind. So, see, for me at the moment, this thing is still pushing up. And yes, we've had a drop back. So, my new computer, so I am trading clean charts today without indicators. I'm waiting for my new license file from Pat's toolbar. Very strange not to have that toolbar. Yeah, you get used to a certain thing, don't you? I haven't been with a Mac for a while now. I've had 2 years over the last 3.5 with him. But I do like to go back once in a while just to go over the basics, watch his videos again. Who was that, lads? I forget his name now. What was his name? He seemed to know what he was talking about, but he knew his own strategy. What was his name? It was probably about 1.5 years ago. I can't think of his name now, but he was going go long here, go short, and he was right all the time. But the one time I decided to just think, okay, let's just copy him, it went against me. So no, regardless of what he said, and Nick will know that. He knows I don't mean that disrespectfully, that you shouldn't, if someone says go long or short, you really, really shouldn't ever listen to them. Because you don't know how long they've been trading. Nothing's set in stone, is it? You have to follow your strategy no matter what anybody says, really. You can certainly take advice from people and, get ideas and stuff, but ultimately you just never know whether someone's been trading. I mean, Nick could have been a seasoned trader for 30 years, or he could have been trading for 30 minutes. You don't know. And if it's not your strategy, you just have to leave it. One thing I've learned over the 4 years I've been trading, you have to wait till it's right for you. Because I always found the times I went on tilt were when I didn't follow my rules properly. So it's the only time now I get into a trade. Mostly, occasionally I get a little bit impulsive, but that's kind of few and far between. I forget what the guy's name was now. He was actually a really nice guy. So there may be an overshoot there may not be. I could bring that down to the previous high, but we've only had one touch of that level anyway. So is it that one or is it that one? So I'm just going to, in fact, I'll probably leave it there. And usually I like to assume we've had an overshoot. If we have, you're out, are you? Good on you, mate. Good on you. Yeah, I mean, if I'd have just jumped in here, then I'd have had, if I put my stop up, I'd have had a 6 or 8 point stop. And if it had gone my way, I don't mean it disrespectfully. So channel down the break. We have bounced here, so we could see what happens. I'm not even sure what you mean, but full margin, Friday goes short. Ranjit or something. Yeah. There was two of them. It was Ranjit and who was the other guy? Oh, it'll bug me now. Somebody will mention it. He was actually a nice guy. And there it drops more without me. Yeah. Trouble is, you never know, do you? You don't know it's going to come down and bounce here and then maybe retest these tops. That was it, yeah. I think it was that name, yeah. He kept going, go short here, go long here, and he was right about 8 times in a row, and I thought, at the time, I was obviously a lot less experienced. It was nearly 2 years ago. I was a lot less experienced, and in the end, I just gave into it and went short, and I ended up moving me stop a bit because I'm thinking this guy's got to be right. Was so annoying. That's the trouble, really, isn't it? Really, if anybody says go long or go short, you should never really listen to anybody. Nick will know that anyway. You should always do what you're taught to do or what you... You should always do what your strategy is or what you've been taught to do or something like that, you know. We have broken these areas, see, aren't we? So... but yeah, he was right. He was right about 8 times in a row because I was writing down how many times he was right. And the one time he went go short, started coming back up. I was moving me stop, and ended up blowing a PA. To be honest with you, it wasn't really his fault. I shouldn't have listened. And 2, I was crap back then. At least I know a little bit more now. Yeah, it was Mohit or something, wasn't it? There was 2 of them. In fact, I do say hello to him once in a while. Sometimes he frequents Bookmap quite a bit. And once in a while, if I'm bored at night, I'll have a look at Bookmap and he's on there. He's actually a nice guy, actually. Another guy we don't see much of anymore, Woot. I think Woot was in touch with him, and I think he started using his strategy because I think Woot was kind of in between a few different strategies at the time. But one thing I have learned about strategies is when I first learned to trade, the trader that taught me, I've mentioned him many times. He was a seasoned trader. He worked in the London Stock Exchange during the 80s and 90s and worked for various different banks, traded for various different banks. He told me that when a lot of people start trading, they go from strategy to strategy because they do a strategy for 6 months, think this is hard and I'm moving on. And one thing I've learned during learning PATs, I've tried various different ways and I've always come back to PATs because what I've realised, even though you learn a strategy, doesn't mean straight away you're going to start making money. A strategy really is just a way to enter and exit the market. Ultimately, for me, it's all about context. You know, you could have the most perfect second entry long, but if we're in a downtrend, it's kind of useless. Not touching this. Wait for PMI now. Lost my first trade this morning. Won the next 2. So I've realised that all these strategies take time. The strategy really is the simple part. Applying it to the correct context is the real art that just does take time. So it doesn't matter what strategy you use. Most strategies will work. Ultimately, the problem is why things don't go well is the trader. He's either not reading the market right. He's you know. Are you trading full time? I do trade full time. Yes. So ultimately, it's the trader really is the kind of weak spot in the chain or the weak link. It's the trade. It's always the trader. Because applying these setups to the correct context is the real skill that takes time. So there's 2 legs down. There seemed to be a bit of supportive. We've broken below it, but we've pushed back into it. So at the moment, I'm on the fence. There is what looks like a larger channel moving upwards. So we may just be getting a pullback or something here. So for me, price is still on the up at the moment. So I'm just kind of sitting tight here. Possible second entry there. I would prefer to wait for the lower high just to check I'm aiming in the right direction, because you never know when that's going to happen. Okay, we got news coming up in 3 minutes, so I would be flat for that. Now, sometimes the news just goes haywire. Other times you barely notice anything's happened. So nice big bearish bar there. So maybe a channel down there with a break. Maybe a few bulls trapped here thinking about going long. If they've got a bigger channel here, 2 legs back, maybe it will go long. But that bearish bar, I'd say possibly going to come down and take these stops out. But we got the news coming, so... but the trouble is we have got a bit of an uptrend, so it may just trap some shorts and continue on up. Markets close next Thursday. I haven't printed out. I usually print out the CME holiday. What is it, Nick? Do you know what it is, mate? There is a holiday, isn't there, in January? Well, I'm assuming it's a holiday. How did you find or create your strategy? Now, I'm going to let you into a little secret now, and this secret's going to blow you away. I learned from a guy called Mac. Now, I'll show you his YouTube channel, and then I'll show you his website, and I'll tell you the tiny amount he charges you, and it'll shock you. Let me find his YouTube channel. He's had videos going back for 13 years. Mac's a seasoned trader. He's been trading for the best part of 28 years. Where are you, Mac? I assumed he would put his video back last night, so I'll just show you his YouTube channel so you can watch some of it, get a feel for him, and see what you think. It's called Pat's Trading. So there's his website. His YouTube channel. If you look at his videos, oldest, he's got videos going back 13 years. There's in excess of 2,500. And his website is, where are you, Matt? priceactiontradingsystem.com. This is it. And he charges the grand sum of $125 per year. So that's his website. And he's got lots of videos, video lessons, ask questions. There's a forum in there. There's bits of software and bits of indicators and bits of add-ons. There's all sorts of stuff there. And he charges $125 per year, which in my opinion is absolute peanuts. There's also a Facebook group as well, Pat's Facebook group, with a few thousand members where we post charts, we chat daily. It's a great place to be, and that's how I learned this strategy. I started off with currency, and 3.5 years ago I found this style, price action trading, pure price action, no indicators apart from the 21-day exponential moving averages, and the rest is just learning how price moves. So that's how I learned. It's a fantastic system. Like any system, it's not the strategy that's the problem. It's learning to read the price, and context is everything when trading. And that just comes purely and simply with experience. There is a lower high there, possibly. So channel with a break, but it's a little bit stacked up here. Jimmy Carter's death. Jimmy Carter. I'm not sure what you mean there. Jimmy Carter. Oh, I didn't know. He died the 29th of December. I didn't know. I hadn't heard that. I hadn't seen it on the news or anything. I hadn't seen it on the news. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that's why markets close, is it? Not a normal scheduled day. Okay, well, that would make sense. I'd not heard nothing at all. Okay, yeah, of course, yeah. Now you mention it, I know who he is. I just didn't realise he died. Usually that would have been on the news, but I've heard nothing. I mean, considering it happened 4 or 5 days ago, heard nothing at all. So possible failure here, but I'm just sticking out this. We could get it off and we'll get a push up sideways and get another leg. So leg and a leg. Yeah, I never know. I hadn't heard nothing. So that's Thursday, is it? Next Thursday. Okay. I've not heard anybody mention it on any of the Facebook groups. Strange. Okay, so leg, sideways leg. So let me just reroute this and see if any of this connects. It kind of does, doesn't it? Let's have a look. We've got a touch, close enough, touch, close enough. He was 100, mind you. I've got to say, if you offered me, mind you, if you offered me 85, the amount of nasties that can get you nowadays, I'd snap your hand off. But 100, can't grumble there, can you? You've had a fair old innings. Oh, good on him. That's good, that is. So it does look like this may continue up. So depending on whether you look at this and you say we've had a break, a correction, and now we're pushing back up, who knows? But we're clearly still moving up at the moment, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it seems to take a miracle to get past bloody cancer nowadays, doesn't it? I lost my mum to it a couple of years ago. I lost an uncle to it. Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? Heart disease kills more people than cancer, but no one really worries so much about heart disease. The trouble is with cancer, it kind of breaks you down. You know, you lose your hair, you lose weight. It kind of just slowly takes you away your dignity in that. So, Sally, we were just talking about you. Happy New Year to you. I was just talking about you. Nick here said go short here, and I said I remember a guy that used to be on the YouTube channel that said go short, go long, and he got it right 8 or 9 times out of 10. And when I jumped in, I ended up losing the trade. But I did say you were a nice guy. You were, and I have said hello once or twice to you on Bookmap. You frequent Bookmap once in a while. So happy New Year to you, bud. We're trying to remember your name. That's nice to see you still around. Happy New Year to you, my friend. I am mostly active. Yeah, I sometimes if I'm a bit bored of an evening, I'll have a look at Facebook at Bookmap and see what's going on. I still haven't learned to read it properly. I should do one day. But it's nice to still see you around. Do you have anything to do with Woot? I think Woot now started a new company in the US. Okay. What are you teaching, are you? Let me know and you can plug it if you want. Do you have anything to do with Woot? I know Woot was following you at one point. your strategy. He was interested in your strategy. I haven't spoke to What for quite a while now. So company as in teaching. Are you teaching, are you? I'll give you a plug if you want. You can mention the name, no problem. Yeah, we were trying to remember what your name was. And it was at the tip of my tongue. As soon as I saw you, it popped back into my head. Sam, happy New Year to you, pal. How you doing? Are you streaming today, are you? Or are you at work? Back Monday. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's Friday, isn't it? Were you aware of Jimmy Carter and the day next Thursday? Day off next Thursday? Just chilling back to work Monday as well. Have a nice weekend, or you're done. Yeah, you take it easy, Jan. Just chilling. Back to work. Are you back to work Monday? Yeah, so you're one of the lucky ones that have had an extended break. Sit on the news. I had nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. 100 apparently was. That's not a bad age at all, isn't it? I'd snap your hand off if you offered me 100. I'll snap your hand off for 85 at the moment, the amount of things that can get you early. No, I'd never heard nothing about it at all. So, channel with a break, technically a new high there. There is maybe a bit of support along there, so see if we get a couple of legs back here. So if there is a channel there with a break or a correction, whatever you're going to names to it, the BBC. I think these attacks took the news. Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. 100 though, that's not a bad age at all. That's a celebration of life at 100, isn't it, for sure? There's not many hit 100 nowadays, is there? So soon we'll give you details. It's based on Algo, ESNQ Gold, Oil, BTC, Tesla, approximately 150 per month subscription. It will give initial signals for targets. Soon we'll give you, give me the details, mate, and I'll post it on here for you. I'm happy to do that, mate. You're a nice guy. I think he only served one term as president, but really anti-establishment Carter. Got the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. I don't know. Has anybody ever served more than I can't think now. I think, is Trump the only one that's actually come back? Mind you, obviously being from the UK, I'm not kind of up on my... Obama served 2. He did, didn't he? But has anybody actually come back like Trump? What surprised me most of all is he's got to wait about 2 or 3 months to get in office. Over here, the Pickfords are in moving you the same day, aren't they? Yeah, you're kind of in and out. Yeah, you take it easy, bud. You take it easy. Yeah, let me know and I'll post it for you, bud. I'm happy to do that. You take it easy, buddy. I think it's quite rare for US president to win a second term. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I've not heard of it before, but I was surprised it takes about 2 to 3 months to get in office. Over in the UK, as soon as it's kind of official, I think one will phone the other one and congratulate them, and then I think the removal people are in number 10, packing their bags. The new PM will go round and visit the Queen, the King now. King will invite him to form a new parliament, and later that evening, in you go. One goes in, one goes out, and that's it. Yeah, it's pretty quick. I was surprised it takes so long in the US. What has it been? It's been a couple of months, hasn't it? It's got to be two to 3 months. I was quite surprised it takes so long. Yeah, it's pretty quick in the UK. And then all of a sudden, as soon as that happens, you hear nothing about the previous Prime Minister for a long while. They kind of just fade into the background, don't they? I'm looking at this. There may be like a bit of a range going on here as well. So lag and a lag. There could be a bit of a range forming here, so I'm not in a rush to go long here. Certainly not now, anyway. So there's definitely something working there larger. We've had this channel, possibly something larger here with a break and an attempt at a new high, and then straight back strong here. So be interesting to see where this gets to. It's so far it's picking up that line there. I wouldn't ordinarily trade this anyway, so just the fact that it's hit that line isn't enough for me. Maybe for a more experienced trader may just have a go at jumping in there. Well, it certainly worked for 3 points. Trouble is, depending on whether you look at that and a push up, it's also a little bit rangy in this top section here. So if you're going to buy from the bottom of the range, that for me would be a little bit too far. So I got mixed feelings about that one. Yeah, Thomas Way has just posted this, so he's aware of that as well. So I got two schools of thought here. So ordinarily buying off there. Now, if some traders obviously probably would do, because touch, and touch here again. It certainly wouldn't be the worst place in the world to buy. But for my personal strategy at the moment, we got a channel there with a bit of a correction, 2 pushes up, and another couple of attempts to push high, and we couldn't, and we had a quick sharp drop. So my initial thought is not to go long straight away. I'd rather give it a little bit of time to figure out what it wants to do. Volatility hard for me to trade. Yeah, it's not ideal at the moment. Having said, it depends how you trade. You know, like Nick has a different strategy to us. I know a lot of us here are Pats, but there's equally some that aren't. So what might look like a good trade to one might not necessarily look to another. So we got a channel down there with a break. One attempt to push up. So some may be interested in a second entry short push above here and then drop. But because of that bounce there, sellers are heavy right now. Price is struggling to fall. So channel down, one attempt to push up. There may be a second entry short here. I wouldn't really want to go short into this at the moment. And not only that, if this is a range, that's where I'll be thinking about buying if I was going to. But at the moment, it's a bit unclear where I think price is going. So there is a higher low there, but price is still under that EMA. So I'm just sitting tight here. Channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. There's a possible short here. There's going to be some longs trapped there. It's very tempting to go short here.
Order submitted.
Trouble is, we're getting close to that. That's 19 ticks there. I like the fact that we've had a channel down, 2 attempts to push higher. So I think it's probably going to come down. But I'm leaving that alone at the moment because it is a little bit stacked. Not only that, really, we're kind of still really, until I know otherwise, moving upwards. So I generally don't. It hasn't triggered anyway. The higher lows worked. Yeah, there'd have been a few in there. Luckily, no trigger. I would have been in 100%, considering the second entry short. So I don't think it would have been a terrible trade. The trouble is, it's a bit big, and how far is it going to come down? The fact that it's bounced off that line is just telling me to just be cautious. Look, it's reacting to it again. So at the moment, I'm just, I'd rather just sit tight here. It is reacting to that. So that's a fair old push down. So it may come down here. Oh yeah, it is, I think. So that would have worked if it had triggered comfortably. So I don't think it was a terrible trade. 3 points that have been in and out. So it would have worked if it, but it obviously it had other ideas. But there's a higher low there. There's going to be traders going long there. Channel down with a break. 2 attempts to push higher, which looks like it may fail. It didn't in the end, but a bearish bar there. I think that would have been okay. It was too big for me. 19 ticks, tick above, tick below. I'm not risking points. If it had closed a little bit up here, then I'd have had a go at it because I want to make sure we got some space. So clearly worked. Clearly came down here. So leg. So yeah. So I'm tempted now to get rid of this larger channel. This to me is looking a bit rangy now. So we got overnight highs here. Let's get rid of that. Big bullish bar there. That's probably not a bad place to go long, I don't think. It's 24 ticks. We're bouncing multiple times here. But it's big. So I'm sitting tight here. I mean, it is a leg and a leg channel with 2 legs. And so that might not be a bad trade towards the EMA, but I'm just sitting tight here. So we got overnight highs there. So possibly a higher low there.
Order submitted.
There's a leg and a leg. There is a higher low there. It's actually not a big risk. 9 ticks.
Order submitted. Shit.
It's not a huge risk. Let me give it an extra tick.
Order failed.
Okay, that didn't work. Are we out, are we? I think we're closed, aren't we? Or are we? Let me have a look here. Yeah, we're out. There's 2 positions open. Let me just disconnect that. And connect it again. It wasn't a huge risk. Let me just check everything's out. I thought that was going to work there. We had a small higher low there, leg and a small higher low. Why am I not reconnecting? Okay, we're reconnected. That's fine. Okay, let me just check whether I can still sell.
Order
Yeah,
submitted.
Good. Okay.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, this looks like it's coming down, I think, isn't it? That's a shame. We didn't get far away. We had a leg and a leg down. We're clearly bouncing here, but never mind. Karina, remember the 30% rule? Yeah, I mean, I've only lost 300 per account. That's fine. No problem. It's per account anyway, so as long as you don't lose per account. Excuse me just a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Let's get rid of some of this. So let's bring this down. I don't know where. I would consider the bottom maybe here. So let's just mark that. Uh, 3 points was. Touch, touch, touch. Jana with a break. So, yeah, it's a shame there. There seemed to be some support along there for the overnight highs. It was a small risk. Well, I say small risk. So, what's it's got? There, isn't he? Overnights. Yeah, Thomas Wade's got the bottom of the range there, which is kind of. I thought we may even just get back there. I thought we may get back to the what's it there? It went up a bit, but not enough. Yeah, it went up 1.25 points. I was very tempted to get out of that. I was about to drop me stop there, and it ended up coming down a bit too quick. But there we go. I'm going to get rid of this, I think. Let's go back to yesterday's uptrend. That was 2 legs of the middle. It's hard to know what's going on at the moment. Right? Let me just check this isn't still playing a part. Not sure about that.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
So it's kind of like a channel up. 2 attempts to go lower. It is a bit. Does look like 2 attempts to go lower and then up some more. Possible failure. There's a failure there, but flipping hell, it's massive. I ain't getting involved in that. One, two. See if it goes triple test. Fact.
Order
Let's see if we get a
submitted.
second entry long 1, 2, 3 or a triple test. I'm waiting for a triple test. It may go up, but it may come below there. I know it's tempting, but you just got to stick to your, see what I mean? That may come down bearish. We've had 1, 2. I'm looking for a third bounce, really. It may go, but it may not. That's the trouble. Yeah, trouble is it was bloody massive. That's the problem. That's what well, I mean, you could have got in on a limit order, couldn't you? So we're going to break out, pull back.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, the only thing that put me off that is the size of it. You could have gotten on a limit order, but then when it starts to go sideways, I'm thinking maybe we get a third bounce, may drop below there, but often if it's a good enough position, it may hold. You're on about here, are you? Or here? Yeah. Failed after about 5 seconds, yeah. Yeah, if something doesn't feel right at the time, I think you're always best off to leave. It doesn't bother me about losing a trade now, sort of leaving a trade now. Just wondering whether we have a. Have a look. A spike in a channel there. Hard to know. Could be that. We've kind of touched there, haven't we? That's tempting. It's kind of like a higher low there. It certainly looks like it's coming up here anyway to retest this area. We've had a bit of an overshoot here as well of it, so I'd expect it to get significantly higher. We had a push up, 2 attempts to go lower. It may end up going a lot higher. So we've bounced there a little bit. There's going to be some shorts there. You see, if this is not
Order
a huge risk, I
submitted.
may take it. There's going to be shorts there. I don't doubt it. After this breakout, I'd expect this to get higher.
Order canceled.
Does seem like a spike in a channel. You got a high low. There's going to be stops up here, you can bet it. Trouble is, there's a possible fail second entry long. Depends if, I mean, it's a tough decision really, isn't it? And we've come back to this channel and we've bounced a few times, but my only issue is it's very close to the top there, and there's going to be people short in there, and possibly there as well. So someone's going to get trapped here. The only issue I have here is we've got a leg up there, 2 legs back. This to me is likely to go higher. But it's at this crunch time. There's going to be people short in there, and there's a lower high there. So it's going to go either way. But it's a bit unclear for me, so I'm going to sit tight here.
Order submitted.
Looks like bulls are getting trapped here. I've taken the failure. I'm going to give it an extra tick. Not that I think it'll make a difference. Well, if this goes against me, I am done for the day.
Order filled.
What a stinger. What a stinger. That's not good. I actually took the failure. I thought we were going to trap some longs here. I thought this thing was going to tank. Yeah, me. I thought there's definitely longs going to get caught here. We've got this bearish bar. We've got that one. I thought that one would have stopped straight out. I thought that was just going to drop. Yeah, seems that way. Well, that's the biggest loss I've had for a day for a long time. Bad one. Yeah, I thought it was coming down. It may still. Look at that. Comes back, stops me out, and then ends up going where I think. I took the failure there, entered there. There's a second entry long, it triggered, and it looked to me like this was coming down. And I had me stop above there. See, we'd had a lower high. We'd come up to here. We'd had a lower high. Look, it is. It come up, stopped me out, and then we'd had a lower high, which didn't get stopped out. So for me, I'm thinking there's longs getting trapped here. Trouble is that ATR's high today. So that's a big sting for me, that is. It was very clear, yeah. It was actually better on my other chart as well. That's kind of the reason why I took it there. There was a failure there, bearish bar. It ended up coming and stopped me out and going down, but there was the failure. Second entry long triggered, came down. It was only a couple of ticks off and it did stop it. I thought that was going to come right down and take that out. But it just goes to show you sometimes, I don't know, it's just getting a bit stuck now. Just double top and reset the count. Yeah, maybe. Quite a bit choppy here, isn't it? So let's have a little look here. Yeah, so I've got to stop trading now. It's not the end of the world. It's only 2.5. I've kind of got used to sort of the fact that sometimes it's just going to happen. Another 2.5 trades, and I'm kind of back where I were. I'm back where I am, so it's not kind of the end of the world. The ATR's high today. Yeah, it has been a bit trappy and difficult, isn't it? See a little break, leg and a leg. It almost looks like a triple test, that, doesn't it? Yeah, there is a high low, but it's so congested. We got a leg and a leg. Yeah, time to walk away. Channel break, new low, higher low. It's probably not terrible, but after I've had 2 losses, best thing to do really is to walk away. So that's what I'm going to do. So that is it for today, folks. I am done for the day, so I will leave you to it. Best of luck, but just be careful with this. It's not the nicest price action today, so I will love you and leave you, and I'll be back on Monday. It's Friday today, isn't it? So have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we will catch up again on Monday. Bye for now.